So, talking about combining ratios, let's start with the first question, which is this. We have on a farm, the ratio of cows to pigs is 4:3. The ratio of pigs to sheep is 2:3. So what we can do is, we simply write it out. Okay, we have cows to pigs to sheep. Okay, the ratio of cows to pigs is 4:3, and the ratio of pigs to sheep is 2:3. So we can write it like this. So we can see that in both cases we have the ratio of pigs. But we have a problem. They are not the same, like the numbers are not equal. So in order for us to get the combined ratio, we need these two numbers to be equal. So how can we make these two numbers equal? Multiply them with each other. That's the fastest, easiest thing you can do. Multiply them with each other. Okay, so we have 3 times 2 and then 2 times 3. Now this 2 is going to affect everything here, and this 3 is going to affect everything here. So I'll write on my C, P, and S again. 4 times 2, that is 8. Ratio 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And then 3 times 3 is 9. So now they are the same. All right. And so now we can combine them. It now becomes, so the combined ratio now becomes 8 ratio 6 ratio 9. And I don't think there's any, we can't really simplify this further. So this would be the answer. 8 ratio 6 ratio 9 would be the combined ratio. Okay, quite simple. So that's how you do it. You just have to make sure that the numbers are the same. Now, if the total number of cows, pigs, and sheep is 92, so the total number of animals, okay, is 92. How many cows are on the farm? So this is CPS, right? Okay, and 8 is for the cow. So we can just express it as a fraction. So this becomes, let's add 8 plus 6 plus 9. So 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 9, that will be 23. All right, so this becomes 8 because 8 represents the cows over 23 times the total number, which is 92. Okay, 23 here, 1, 23 here is 4. And then 8 times 4 is 32. So it means that there are 32 cows. Right, that's how you do it. As long as you're able to find your combined ratio, then you'll be able to find the number of cows, pigs, or sheep. Okay. 8 was the fraction, like 8 was the ratio of the cows, and then we just added the total ratios and then we multiplied by the total number of animals. So again, that was 8 over 23 times 92. Or another way you could write it is something like this. Okay, you could say something like ratio of cows over total ratio is equal to number of cows over the total number of animals. This is just if you want to be more, you want to write it in a very pleasing way, maybe if it's a theory question, okay? And then you now have so the ratio this becomes 8 over 23 equals, so we don't know the number of cows, let's just use C over 92. Then we cross multiply 8 times 92 equals 23C. So 8 times 92 equals 23C divided by 7. So we're still going to get this same thing we got, the same 8 over 23 times 92. It's just another way of doing this. And we're just doing the same thing another way. Okay. So our answer is still going to be 32 cows. All right, so let's move on to the next question. Question 2. So we have Precious, Angela, and Elizabeth share 42,000 naira. So let's do it like this. So we have P ratio A ratio E. So Precious and Angela share are in the ratio 3 to 5. It's going to be 3 to 5. Angela and Elizabeth share in the ratio 2 to 1. So Angela is 2 to 1. How much does Angela get? So again, you can see these numbers are not the same. What can we do? We, we multiply by the other number. So this is going to be 5 times 2, and then 2 times 5, so that we can get the 10. We get the same number. Remember that this 2 is going to affect both 3 and 5, and then this 5 is going to affect both 2 and 1. So P A E, so 2 times 3 is 6, 5 times 2 is 10, 2 times 5 is also 10, and 5 times 1 is 5. So now we can combine. So the combined ratio will simply be 6 ratio 10 ratio 5. Okay, and well, we can simplify further. So this will be for Precious, Angela, and Elizabeth. So how much does Angela get? Angela, she has the highest share, obviously, since this is going to be 10. So this is going to be 10 over the total ratio. 6 plus 10 is 16, plus 5 is 21, right? Yes, 21 times the total amount, which is 42,000 naira. 0. Okay, 21 here, 1. 21 divided by 42. That's 2. Yeah, 2, and the zeros are left. That is 10 times 2,000. So 10 times 2 is 20. Now we can just add the 3 zeros. That's 20,000. So it means that Angela gets 20,000. Okay, so out of this 42,000, Angela is getting 20,000. That's almost half of the money. All right, so Angela gets the largest share. And then who gets the smallest share? Obviously, Elizabeth. Just in case, let's just also calculate Elizabeth's share. No reason to, but let me just, that would be 5 over 21. Well, since this is, I mean, since Angela and Elizabeth share are in the ratio 2 to 1. So you can see from this question that it means that Angela's share is going to be twice Elizabeth's share. So now that we have Angela's share, we can just divide it by 2, and we can see that Elizabeth's share is going to be 10,000 naira. So you can actually just, since the question already told you that, oh, and Angela and Elizabeth share in the ratio 2 to 1. So it means that Angela's share is going to be twice that of Elizabeth's. Okay. So you can just divide Angela's share by 2, and then you get 10,000 naira. Or you could still do it this way, multiply by 42,000 naira. This gives you 2,000 naira, and this gives you 10,000 naira. Yeah. So there's this saying my math teacher used to say there's so many routes to the market. So just do what works for you. So Angela gets 20,000 naira, Elizabeth gets 10,000 naira, and then the rest goes to Precious. Okay, question 3. Stan, Fabian, and Tony. So SFT. So Stan shares to Fabian share is 2 to 1. So 2 to 1. Fabian shares to Tony share is 5 to 7. 5 to 7. So again, we can just multiply this by 5. Okay, there's no need to, because this is 1 and 5, so there's no need to multiply the 5 by anything. 5 can stay as 5. Just have to multiply this one by 5. And then from there, so 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, and then you can leave this one as this. SFT. So now they match. So it means that the combined ratio is going to be 10 ratio 5 ratio 7. Now, they didn't tell us the total amount of oranges here, but they said Stan has 7 oranges more than Tony. So there are 2 ways you will do this. The very quick way is that, okay, ask yourself, what is the difference between, so we're comparing Stan and Tony. So this is SFT. T, right? What is the difference? What is the difference between Stan's ratio and Tony's ratio? That is 10 and a 7. Like we're subtracting the actual ratios. Okay. So 10 minus 7 is 3. So their ratios have a difference of 3. Now so we can now divide the ratio difference. Okay. Or let's say we can divide the actual difference by the ratio difference. This is going to be 9 over 3. This becomes 3. So it means that the multiplier here is going to be 3. So it means to get the actual amount, we just have to multiply every number here by 3. So 10 times 3 is 30. 15 times 3 is, sorry, 5 times 3 is 15. 7 times 3 is 21. And you can see now if you compare 30 and 21, the difference is 9. So Stan actually has 30 oranges. Fabian has 15 oranges and Tony has 21 oranges. Okay, 30, 21. Okay, so these are you compare the actual, like you divide the actual difference by the difference in their ratio to give you a multiplier. Like the multiplier is what you know. The multiplier is what you multiply the ratios with to give you the actual number. Or you could do it the math, like the more, let's say, theory way where you can say, all right, we have SFT 10 ratio 5 ratio 7. Okay. So we don't know, and then the difference between Stan and Tony's oranges, so the actual oranges is 9. So this is the actual amount. So we don't know the exact amount of oranges they have. So we can now bring in, so say, let the multiplier be X. So it means that Stan has 10X oranges and Tony has 7X oranges. So this X, if we multiply the ratios by X, it will give us the exact amount. And then if we subtract these two, okay, it gives us 9. All right. So we can now say 10X minus 7X is equal to 9. 10X minus 7X is 3X is equal to 9 divided both sides by 3. X is 3. So it means our multiplier is 3, and then we can now multiply each of the ratios by 3 and get the actual amount. It's still the same thing as what I just did, but in a more, let me say, you can actually, write the process of what you just done. If you are answering, let's say, an objective question, you can just, oh, what's the difference between the difference in their ratios, then quickly divide it by the actual difference in the number of oranges or whatever they give you, and then be able to find your answer. And your multiplier, and then you can now use your multiplier to get your actual amount. So that's it. Yeah, that's it.